Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of the show here on Critiquing with Carr. As always, if you've enjoyed these episodes up until now, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when episodes release, as well as clicking that share arrow so you can continue to grow the podcast with other friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this week's great edition of the show, episode 51, we are talking about the classic film Once Upon a Time in the West. And with that being said, let's begin. Starting out as the director and one of the co-screenwriters were Sergio Leone. The other co-screenwriter was Sergio Donati. The story was written by three people, which were Dario Argento, Bernardo Bertolucci, and Sergio Leone. The movie was produced by Fulvio Marcella. The cast for this movie is as follows: Claudia Cardinale, Henry Fonda, Jason Robards, Charles Bronson, Gabriele Ferzetti, Woody Strode, Jack Elam, Lionel Stander, Paolo Stappa, Frank Wolf, and last but certainly not least, Keenan Wynn. The cinematography was done by Tonino Delicali. The film was edited by Nino Baraguli. The musical score was done by Ennio Morricone. The production companies for this film were Euro International Films, Paramount Pictures, Rafran Cinematografica, and Finanzian San Marco. The movie was distributed by Euro International Films and Paramount Pictures. The movie was released on December 20th of 1968 in Italy and on May 28th of 1969 in New York. The runtime for this movie was 166 minutes. The budget for this movie was $5 million. The grand box office total for this movie was $5.3 million US dollars. The accolades for this movie are as follows. At the David D. Donatello Awards, Vino Sicogna won for Best Producer. Now it comes time for one of my two favorite parts, which is an I list off the top 10 highest grossing films for that year's release, being 1968's Once Upon a Time in the West. Coming in at number 10 was The Lion in Winter. It was distributed by Avico Embassy Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $22.3 million. And it stars Peter O'Toole, Katharine Hepburn, and Jane Merrill. Coming in at number 9 was Yours, Mine, and Ours. It was distributed by United Artists. Its worldwide gross was $25.9 million. And it stars Lucille Ball, Henry Fonda, and Van Johnson. Coming in at number 8 was Planet of the Apes. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $33.3 million. It stars Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowall, and Maurice Evans. Coming in at number 7 was Rosemary. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $33.4 million. And it stars Mia Farrow, John Cassavetes, and Ruth Gordon. Coming in at number 6 was Romeo and Juliet. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $38.9 million. And stars Oliver Hussey, Leonard Whiting, and Mila O'Shea. Coming in at number 5 was Oliver. It was distributed by Columbia Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $40 million, and stars Ron Moody, Oliver Reed, and Harry Secombe. Coming in at number 4 was Bullet. It was distributed by Warner Bros. And Seven Arts. Its worldwide gross was $42.3 million, and it stars Steve McQueen, Robert Vaughn, and Jacqueline Bisset. Coming in at number 3 was The Odd Couple. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $44.5 million, and it stars Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, and John Fiedler. Coming in at number 2 was Funny Girl. It was distributed by Columbia Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $58.5 million, and stars Barbara Streisand, Omar Sharif, and Kay Medford. And finally, coming in at number 1 as the highest grossing film for 1968 was 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was distributed by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Its worldwide gross was $146 million. It stars Keira Dudley and Gary Lockwood. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of Once Upon a Time in the West. Once Upon a Time in the West, directed by Sergio Leone, is a masterpiece that transports viewers into the rugged, dusty, and raw world of the American Old West. With a remarkable aesthetic, intriguing characters, and a narrative that unfolds with deliberate pacing, this film is a testament to Leone's directorial prowess. One of the most striking aspects of Once Upon a Time in the West is its aesthetic appeal. The setting and wardrobe are meticulously crafted, inviting viewers into the world of the late 19th century American frontier. The film's cinematography, with its sweeping shots and close-ups, captures the harsh beauty of the West, making it not just a backdrop but a character in its own right. The opening sequence of the film is a bold move by Leone, where for almost 15 minutes there is minimal dialogue. This decision to start the film with such a lengthy, silent introduction creates an atmosphere of intrigue and suspense. The character who escorts McBain's wife to Sweetwater is an oddball, providing a touch of humor amidst the tension. The sequence of scenes where McBain's wife's carriage driver stops at a makeshift rest stop is a standout moment. It's suspenseful, action-packed, and thoroughly entertaining. This part of the film showcases Leone's ability to build tension and deliver satisfying action, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. Charles Bronson's character, known simply as Harmonica, has a unique calling card, the harmonica he plays. This small but significant detail adds to his mystique and sets him apart from other characters. It also serves as a haunting reminder of his past, which gradually unfolds throughout the film. From the scene where Harmonica is captured at gunpoint by Frank to his winning bid of $5,000 for the Sweetwater Ranch, the film experiences a noticeable slowdown. While not entirely uninteresting, this portion lacks the excitement and engagement of earlier scenes. The slower pace might cause viewers to lose a bit of interest, as it did for me. Despite the lull, the characters of Frank and Harmonica become more compelling as the film progresses. Harmonica, with his ambiguous morality, isn't a typical hero, and Frank, driven by greed and power, isn't a one-dimensional villain. Their evolving dynamic and increasing screen time adds layers to the story, making their final confrontation all the more impactful. The music in Once Upon a Time in the West, composed by Ennio Morricone, is nothing short of iconic. It perfectly complements the film's tone, enhancing the emotional and dramatic moments. The score is haunting, beautiful, and unforgettable, playing a crucial role in the film's storytelling. In conclusion, Once Upon a Time in the West is an overall decent movie with more good than bad, but it falls in the category of average. Personally, I enjoyed it way more than the good, the bad, and the ugly. The characters here are more relatable, the length is manageable, and the music is fantastic. However, the ending's confusion slightly marred the experience, preventing it from achieving a higher rating. That being said, while it's a film I would not recommend on a regular basis, it's one that may grow on you with repeated viewings. With that in mind, I'm proud to rank this movie a 7 out of 10 on the Diamond Data scale. As we wrap up today's great review of Once Upon a Time in the West, we have a few more things to discuss. As always, if you've enjoyed these reviews up until now, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following on the audio platforms, clicking that thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date when episodes release on those platforms, as well as clicking that share out so you can continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. With that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, happy viewing.